Hello, this is High Templar with my new Total War Warhammer mechanics video, and today we'll be talking about charge defense. So every player that is playing dwarves in multiplayer is at some point in his life facing cav charge. And there are not very many ways to deal with cav charge. Your basic dwarf warriors or longbeards do have charge defense against large ability, but that doesn't work very well because both dwarf warriors and the longbeards do not deal that much damage. They just have a very low attack, and if they do, it's non-armor piercing. So against Knights of Blazing Sun or Rise Guard or any heavy cav, they won't be doing anything. On the other hand, you have very nice units like Longbeards with great weapons. Very, very effective. Very good against, well, pretty much anything you can bring. If you bring Chaos Warriors, Great Swords, anything, they will work pretty well. So, but those guys don't have charge defense. So I set up myself in Xylophone formation. For those of you who don't know, Xylophone is an Asian general leading 10,000 Greek mercenary group. And yeah, this is empty square. And it's also known in the internet by some other less flattering names like the Noob Box. Although I do believe Xenophon would take offense of that. Either way, I'm being charged by AI who can't really charge and is attacking. Instead of maximizing his attack, it's just charging front flank, so he won't do that much as he could. But in the few seconds after the charge and repeating that, so that is pretty much 26 seconds, 25 seconds of the attack. You can see those guys are down to 5,300, those guys are down to 3,460, so that's not so bad. But you can see that it's pretty much in 25 seconds those units were pretty much devastated. And the damage on the Knights of Blazing Sun is like, yeah, they got something. So, however, right now, the Belegar has some interesting skill in his sleeve. And when I first saw it, I thought, wow, that is absolutely amazing. And the same skill also Skarsnik, you can see also on Skarsnik, but I want to test it on Belegar. Both of those factions are very weak against cav. So mind that. I mean, greenskins are like pathetic against cav. So this is Belegar, and you can see this. Mighty Oathstone. And this is Expert Charge Defense. See that? Expert Charge Defense is a skill that was previously also known in the Total War games. But mind you, this is not charge defense versus all, this is expert charge defense. And when I saw that, I thought, well, that's pretty overpowered, because how the expert charge defense worked in the previous Total War games is that it reflected the charge bonus of a unit back to that unit. So when you were charging on the spear wall, like Spartans or some other elite units who had that ability, expert charge defense, that was very, very, very bad for the charging unit. It got obliterated. Unfortunately, in Total War Warhammer, expert charge defense is actually charge defense versus all, which is not so bad because you can still use it. Firstly, dwarves do stay in one place. They don't actually charge much, although those guys do have charge bonus of 18. If you don't have charge defense versus all, you absolutely should countercharge the the enemy, because you will lose a lot of damage and a lot of melee attack if you don't. But in this case, we are just bracing and waiting for the attack from our enemy. And not much is happening. Charge in the back. Some of those guys flew, but as you can see, the health bars on those guys haven't really bulged anything. I mean, it's very different scenario than we've seen just before, even though this time the AI charged from the side and still pretty much no damage. So this is charge defense. It does not reflect damage back to a unit, because you see it's not that those guys are not that damaged. And at the same time, you might notice that those guys are not really, they are less damaged than in previous example. Well, that's because in previous example, most of my dwarves went flying and those guys mixed with longbeards with great weapons, and those longbeards with great weapons could attack some of the units and shaved off pretty, well, some of them, basically. But what I mean is, you can use this skill. It only lasts for 26 seconds, so mind that. But you can use this skill to set a trap for an enemy unit, to make a longbeard with great weapon look like he's, or two, looks like he's vulnerable. Run it, and then shoot the guy with the Thunderers straight in the back, because he wouldn't consider that, in most cases in multiplayer, this guy wouldn't consider that you have charge defense, because that's really unknown and people don't really pay attention to such details. Unfortunately, it's not as powerful as I thought it would be, but still it is very much usable. And you can use it again after some time. When the enemy has Cav at the end, at the finishing part of the battle, it might be very, very handy indeed to make all of your units basically immune to charge, because the physical damage done by the impact was decreased in Warhammer to ridiculous extent. Basically, you are damaged somewhat, but you are not damaged that much. Most of the damage is actually inflicted by the charge bonus, and you are taking that away. And this is something very important to remember. Also, you have to remember that this will be working against every other enemy. So the Black Orcs charging with the charge bonus of 30 will be nullified. That bonus will be nullified. Normally you would be 18 against 30. You would still be winning because Longbeards are amazing if you go around the Black Orcs, because you will have more Longbeards than they do have Black Orcs. But if you can stand and get that charge and nullify the charge from the Black Orcs and then go around, it would be even better. So yeah, this is it. I hope you like it. If you did, press like, comment if you will, and see my other videos in Total War Warhammer series, mechanics videos, DLC analysis videos, but also my Let's Plays. Thank you for watching, and see you later.